Expanded local news. Christian County is holding a sealed bid auction that includes over 100 real estate properties and 12 mobile homes. These are being offered following the completion of tax deed processes for unpaid property taxes from 2021 and for mobile homes from 2022. Properties that have gone delinquent and are available for bidding can now be found online as well at iltaxsalebids.com. The deadline for this runs through August 15th of 2025. Paper bids must be submitted in sealed envelopes to the Treasurer's office at the Christian County Courthouse, located at 101 South Main Street in Taylorville. The deadline for submission is the end of the business day on August 9th of 2025. The county hopes to see these properties and mobile homes brought under responsible ownership with regular tax payments and proper upkeep. Removing neglected and vacant properties is expected to enhance the look of local neighborhoods and help raise surrounding property values. Minimum bids are set at $837 for real estate and $915 for mobile homes. Each item will be awarded to the highest qualifying bid received by August 9th in that deadline. Bidder packets and auction catalogs can be picked up at the Treasurer's office or accessed online at iltaxsale.com. For more information, contact the Christian County Tax Agents Auction Sale Department at 1-800-248-2850 or at 618-656-5744. The office is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Anderson Jewelers is celebrating 150 years of service to the Taylorville community. Along with the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce, they held a ribbon cutting at 9:30 in front of their store. Store owner Heidi Corso had intended to hold a ribbon cutting after she had bought the store, but as the pandemic hit around that time, the ceremony had to wait. Corso decided that the store's 150th anniversary would be a good time to celebrate. She says the fact that this business has lasted for as long as it has speaks to the relationships that she has had with her customers.
As long as I've been in business, it's been almost 6 years now. Yeah, it doesn't feel that long, but there's so much to learn every day, and people come in with all these different things, and it's just exciting because you never get bored, but it's a really cool experience to be part of something in our community that's been here forever. Yeah, I feel very blessed that I get to create relationships with people that come in. Like I said, the generational jewelry that I've had my hands on, those are people that I become friends with, and it's just nice to get to know them by name. And now that I've established myself in the community a little bit longer, while I've lived in this area, I didn't really know a lot of people, but it's so nice to be able to, when I go out grocery shopping, I run into a customer and I'm like, hey, Joe, or whatever. And it's just nice to be able to put a name to the face and everything as well.
The tight-knit nature of Taylorville, plus her family's origin, means Corso personally knows many customers from outside the store. She believes it improves their sales experience.
Having children in the community, I think that it's really a huge thing. Just how well known everyone is. It makes me feel more comfortable knowing people that, my husband went to school with, and then their kids are friends with my kids. I think getting to have those relationships built and then have people pop in the store, it just creates a whole nother level of shopping. But it also makes you feel more like family. You feel comfortable, you can trust someone. It's a reputation, but it's also just a friend.
Buying jewelry is about more than just the design and its price. Items can have a deep personal and historical significance, and this is especially true at a store like Anderson's that is 150 years old.
Yeah, I worked in the medical profession, and going into working in retail is like, what is the purpose of what I'm doing? Like, how is this worth sticking to? Because, there's a lot of retail stores out there right now that after COVID, they just kind of collapsed, and my purpose is really creating memories and keeping generational memories just present. So one of the fun things that we do is take custom jewelry and remake it into new jewelry so that people actually wear what was left for them. Sometimes I've taken rings that were actually made at Anderson's initially for a great grandmother and created a brand new engagement ring for her great grandson. Those are memories that carry on down through generations that I get to be part of. And it's such a, exciting thing. I get to use creativity in it, but I also am help fulfilling like some kind of generational heritage to them as well.
Overall, Corso is thankful to the community for helping the business last as long as it has, despite the many obstacles that it has faced.
Yeah, and I just want to say too that thank you to the community. It really has kept me going since COVID happened. Just to hear somebody say, "We're so glad that you're still here." Some people don't realize that we're still open, and just having people say that to me, and to be able to build that relationship further from the previous owner, it really does keep me going. It every day when people come in and just say hi, even to stop in, it really does keep you going for a small business.
Anderson Jewelers is located at the corner of South Washington Street and West Market Street on the Taylorville Square. More information is available by calling them at 217-824-5454. Heidi Corso appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. An Illinois nonprofit that provides free online legal resources is seeing a significant uptick in domestic violence inquiries. Illinois Legal Aid Online has seen a 25% increase in the last 6 months. Terry Ross is the executive director of Illinois Legal Aid Online and said nearly 3,000 people have used the Order of Protection tool this year, and another 67,000 people have accessed other domestic violence resources. She said one of the group's most used tools is called Easy Forms, which Ross described as something like TurboTax, only it's actually free.
So Thursday, August 14th is when everything starts. So very first thing we have is our pulled pork and Italian beef dinner. So everybody loves our pulled pork and Italian beef. My dad's fresh.
Last year, Illinois saw a 110% increase in reported domestic violence incidents. Ross said many survivors don't seek legal help because they can't afford it and are unaware of available resources. She thinks the increase in utilization is the start of a shift in this trend. Research shows domestic violence disproportionately affects people of color and low-income people, with low-income women 3 times more likely to experience it. Ross is focused on closing that justice gap by helping to simplify a daunting system. Ross added that a larger dynamic is also at play about why many people don't seek help and end up staying in domestic violence situations. She says economic, psychological, and social factors can also be involved, but that may be difficult for others to understand. Ross says people can also get 24/7 help through texting ILAO and explained that one of the ways it is able to offer services free of charge is through public donations, and people can learn more about the group's resources by visiting their website. The Illinois State Police are continuing their crackdown on vehicle theft and carjackings, backed by more than $11 million in grant funding from the Illinois Secretary of State's office. Between April and June of this year, ISP recovered 225 stolen vehicles and made 6 arrests connected to those thefts. Troopers also seized 15 firearms during these operations. Over that same period, police carried out 48 missions focused on stolen vehicles and related violent crimes, using K-9 units and air support in many of those cases. Forensic labs handled more than 1,200 assignments tied to vehicle theft investigations. Among recent incidents, troopers recovered a stolen Land Rover on April 26th in Chicago after a short chase. 2 people were taken into custody and a firearm was recovered. On May 3rd, ISP attempted a traffic stop on a stolen Kia in Cahokia. The car fled, and although 2 people ran from the scene, one was eventually caught and arrested. Then on June 1st, police tracked down a stolen Jeep in Chicago. 5 people ran from the vehicle, but were eventually taken into custody, and yet another gun was recovered. The latest round of grant funding, more than $600,000, was awarded to the ISP this July to support continued enforcement efforts. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by First National Bank of Taylorville.
I'm James Kirk, Vice President at First National Bank in Taylorville. I get it. Switching banks sounds like a chore, but we make it easy. I've helped people and businesses move their accounts with less hassle than they've expected and more personal service than they've ever gotten before. We've been here for nearly 70 years, a true community bank that's not going anywhere. If you're ready to make a change, we're ready to help. First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time for nearly 70 years. Member FDIC.
The University of Illinois Extension's Master Gardeners are hoping to educate people about gardening and caring for their plants amid the recent heat. In addition, they are offering a course for those interested in learning more about invasive plants. The course comes amid a growing trend regarding these plants, which has seen the USDA even take action. Gwen Podesky and Sandy Klein are Master Gardeners with the Extension. They say the best way to handle gardening amid hot temperatures is simply to wait for them to cool down.
Don't have to. I would kind of, and if you do have something you have to do, try to get up early, have it, have a plan, like in the early morning. I'm talking 5:36 a.m. because that's when it's going to be the most comfortable for you and when you're not going to be out in the sun. Take plenty of water if you do go out, plenty of breaks. I always wear a sun hat and sometimes sunglasses too, just to keep the sun off my head and my neck and out of my eyes. So any of that, take advantage. The one day that we mowed, it was like cloudy and it sort of cooled off like it was raining somewhere else. And I got that mower and got going.
There have been recent reports of people receiving seeds that they did not order in the mail. Experts say first and foremost, do not plant them.
The United States Department of Agriculture's trying to get a handle on this.
Mm-hmm.
So they are asking, do not plant these things. If you do happen to get something like this, don't plant them. There is to keep all the packaging, everything. And if you could turn it over to the USDA, the State Plant Health Director's Office, unsolicited seed submissions, 1001 East Toohey Avenue, Suite 187, Des Plaines, Illinois, 60018.
What a crazy deal.
So I don't even know. I don't know. Like I said, I saw.
I haven't received any, but
And I haven't received any, but who knows? I don't know why people do these things. Who can tell?
And isn't it funny?
But we have enough invasive species in this country already without something like this happening.
Anyone interested in learning more about invasive species can attend the Extension's Introduction to Invasive Species Management course. It's a 2-day course with sessions on August 5th and August 8th.
It's a hybrid course with 1 day of online learning, and that will be August 5th, 2025.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that means it's either going to be a whole day of classes or several sessions. And then August 8th, there are going to be several field days where you can go. And August 8th, Taylorville's Lincoln Prairie Trail is going to be the site for the field day that is local.
is there not a charge for that?
The charge is, I believe, $20, but lunch is included in the field day portion. So I think that includes the lunch. So it is a $20 charge.
That seems very
But
fair.
if you're interested and like I was telling somebody, the bike trail is an interesting thing because when you're behind the city of Taylorville or probably close to Pana, you see a lot more of the invasive species and sort of the lawn weeds.
More information on the University of Illinois Extension and the course is at extension.illinois.edu. Gwen Podesky and Sandy Klein both appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show. Much of Illinois can expect to see relief from excessive heat during the first half of August, says Paul Otto with Freeze Notice Weather. Otto says state fair temps should be normal to a few degrees actually below normal on August 7th through the 17th. Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home. This is Chad Sparks.
When a loved one passes, grieving family members and friends often are confronted with dozens of decisions about the funeral arrangements. Sutton Memorial Homes in Taylorville and Nokomis have been helping families in the area for over 55 years with these often difficult decisions. They offer pre-planning, traditional funerals, and cremation. Austin and the staff at Sutton Memorial Homes' goal is to make your family's transition easier in their time of need. Sutton Memorial Homes, where caring is what they do best.
78-year-old Diana Marie Murphy of Taylorville died on July 29th. Cremation rights have been accorded, and arrangements will be made at a later date for a celebration of life. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. "97-year-old Lillian Irene Kent of Taylorville, formerly of Morrisonville, died July 26th. Visitation is August 1st from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Morrisonville United Methodist Church. Funeral service will be August 1st at 11 a.m. at Morrisonville United Methodist Church. Burial will be at Morrisonville Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Schaefer, Perfetti, and Asali Funeral Home in Taylorville. "84-year-old Charles V. Maxwell of Taylorville died on July 24th. Visitation is today, July 31st, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Schaefer, Perfetti, and Asali Funeral Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be July 31st at 11 a.m. at Schaefer, Perfetti, and Asali Funeral Home here in Taylorville. Burial will be at Old Stonington Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Schaefer, Perfetti, and Asali Funeral Home in Taylorville. And 78-year-old Joseph Henry Halbert of Dwight, Illinois, formerly of Kincaid, died on July 9th. Visitation is August 16th from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. at Reeves Funeral Home in Gardner, Illinois. Cremation rights have been accorded, and funeral arrangements are being handled by Reeves, Fruland, and Baskerville Funeral Home in Gardner, Illinois. Again, find obituaries at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com for previous listings additionally. Taking a look at the weather as we make our way into the weekend, a 30% chance of showers mainly before 9 a.m. today. It'll be mostly cloudy with a high near 77. Gusts of wind as high as 22 miles per hour. As for tonight, patchy smoke. That's right, patchy smoke before 10 p.m. It'll be partly cloudy though, and a low of around 60. As for Friday, we get into a beautiful weekend expected here. Sunny and a high of 78 on Friday. Mostly clear for the low of around 56 on Friday night. As of Saturday, again mostly sunny, a high near 77. Saturday night, some clouds roll in. That low drops to 57. And then on Sunday, sunny with a high near 80 and a low of around 62. That beautiful weather continues into Monday as well, mostly sunny with a high near 82. So some unseasonably low temperatures, but I'm sure we will all come to enjoy those. This has been your expanded local newscast. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or on WTIM, your only local news radio.
Digital marketing has its place, but across